I can. And we will go ahead and get started right away with Mr. Brian Sandalo from the Chicago Sun-Times.
Thank you, Ms. Elizabeth Sanchez. Hi, Ezra.
How you
Thanks
doing,
for
Brian?
doing this. Hi, good. Thank you for doing this. Hope all is well with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and since the last time we spoke, there's been a couple new additions, Kamara, and I don't want to mispronounce his name, Kutsias. So just what are your thoughts on those two signings, and are either of them a possibility to play Saturday night?
Yeah, well, we, like I mentioned last week, we always trying to make the team better, look at our needs, look at our most pressing needs. And we've maintained throughout the preseason that, putting the ball in the back of the net, getting at least competition in here at the striker position was something that we wanted to focus on. It took a little longer than we expected, but I'm not sure that we're quite finished there yet. But as a coach, it's a pleasure. It's great to have players in each position competing, and that's what we're trying to get here. I think that would make the team better. Kai is here already. YoDeportes, I think I'm saying that right, is YoDeportes is awaiting his visa, so he's not here currently. But it's just about trying to do what we can to improve the squad, and I think that's a step in the right direction.
And just to follow up then on Kasper Shabilko, does he have a future with the team right now, or is both sides looking for an exit strategy?
No, Kasper is our player. He's here. He's been here with us. He's trained all preseason, and he's here with us. He's a Chicago Fire player. What happened this past week as far as getting those two players has nothing to do with him leaving or anything like that. He's still our player, and he'll be here on Saturday playing.
Thank you, Coach. Next, we will go with Glenn Crooks from SiriusXM. One moment. Glenn, your mic should be open.
Hello. Hi, Ezra.
Hello.
I wondered, you were in that unique position of being the only team off, so you got to maybe get an extra little look at your opponent on the weekend. I wonder how did you and your staff exactly handle that? Were you just home sipping on an espresso watching the game initially and then breaking it down after that? Were you all together watching that game? Can you just take us through how, that may have helped you plan for this a little bit more thoroughly?
Yeah, no, we watched individually, separately. But, New York is a team that we're very familiar with. We played them twice last year. So it's not a team that we didn't know anything about. They have made some changes, but we're very familiar, was familiar before last weekend's game, but even more so familiar now, knowing what the new NYCFC kind of looks like. They're a very good team, very talented team. It's the parent organization of that club has the ability to bring really, really quality players in, so yes, they lost that game last weekend, but it's not a team that you can take lightly or you can take for granted because there are still some very, very talented players on that team. So we'll be prepared. It's a home game for us, so we want to win this game for our fans to get off a good start for the season. We definitely want to win this game, but it's not going to be an easy task. It's a very, very good opponent that we're going to be playing on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will go to Raul Delgado from, I said that weird, Raul Delgado from Telemundo, Chicago.
Hi, Coach. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How are you doing? Pretty good. Coach, so coming into the second season at the helm, last season was a bit frustrating when you guys were playing pretty good, but just seemed to fail to put the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, during preseason, it's a little different, but you guys seem to have been scoring a little bit more goals. Now, with the addition of Kei Kamara, do you expect to see this kind of going forward in this upcoming season and hopefully create more opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. With our thing with the lack of scoring last year, when we look at it and we reflect about last season, we felt like that really kept us from achieving our goal, which is making the playoffs last year. because I've mentioned, with 12 shutouts in a 34-game season, that team should be in the playoffs. But you have to score on the other end, and that's something that we weren't doing. Towards the end, we got a little better. We were scoring a little bit more, but then we took some injuries, and the wheels kind of fell off, so to speak. But we focused in the preseason about scoring more, about creating more chances, and we like the way that has gone so far. So we're looking to showcase that on Saturday night in front of our fans. Not just our ability to score, but also our ability to continue to keep clean sheet on the other end. So, because that's very important for us, very, very important that we stay organized as we have been as a team and play collectively as well defensively as we did last year. But we are very, very, adamant that, on the other end has to improve. We've been working on it. We're going to continue to work on it. Are we going to score 5-6 goals on Saturday? Who knows? But we are going to score. And that's something that we were lacking last year, and we're looking forward to, putting the ball in the back of the net a little bit more and starting on Saturday.
Thank you. Next up is Alex Calabrese from Men in Red 97.
Hey, thanks, E. Hey, Ezra. Hope you're doing well.
How are you doing,
I have a two-part question here for you regarding the team for this weekend. So first of all, you mentioned before that the goalkeeping position is an open competition. At this point, do you know who's going to be starting? Is that Chris Brady or someone else? And the second part is there any injury updates, availability updates regarding Gaston Jimenez or anyone else for this weekend?
Okay, so the first part, the goalkeeper situation, I am 100% sure that NYCFC is watching this right now, so I'm going to defer as far as not answering that question. But we have a pretty good idea who will be starting on Saturday, but we're just not going to go into that right now, just, for that sake, as I spoke of. And then the second question, everyone is healthy right now and is available for selection on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will go with Cristian Ortiz from Soccer Subs Podcast.
Hi, thank you so much. Coach Ezra, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. One of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what are some areas that you feel the team has improved compared to last year, and the fans will be able to see it on the Saturday's match against New York City FC? Thank you.
Okay, well, certainly we're putting the ball in the back of the net at a more rapid, more frequent pace, so that has improved. But I think our ability to get from zone 2, which is the mid-third, to the final third at a more efficient, at a quicker rate has improved. So our speed of play through the thirds have improved a lot, and that will help create more chances. And then when you have more chances created, then your ability to score more goals also improves. So I think just our speed of play, moving through the thirds, especially from zone 2 to zone 3, has improved greatly. And that comes from having guys moving off the ball, having guys looking to get behind. I think last year a lot of times teams were able to just keep us in front of their back four because we didn't have threats, or we didn't look to get behind as much as we should have. But I think that has improved a lot this year, and I think that's something that the fans will see on display on Saturday night.
Thank you. Next up, we have Adnan Basic from Vavel.com.
Hello, am I coming through?
Yes, you are. Hello.
I hope you're doing well. Quick question on Casillas real quick. Do you have any plans on him potentially featuring for the Fire 2 like Duran did last season?
Well, it'd have to be a wait and see. I'm sure by the time he gets here, he'll probably need some games. He'll probably need some minutes, and that's what Fire 2 is there for, to develop young players and also, first-team players who need minutes, whether they're coming back from injury or whether they're just joining the team to get some minutes. So if the minutes is needed, for sure. But he's been playing with his club overseas, and I think the quicker we can get him here as far as getting that visa and getting him into camp, that will probably dictate whether or not he even play any minutes with the second team. But if it takes a while, then we definitely will have to get him some minutes with the second team so he can just get caught up to speed with the rest of the group.
Got it, got it. And then in terms of tactics, what's it like kind of balancing things in terms of staying solid defensively while also still sending players forward and trying to send more goals? What's that balance been like?
Well, they say the best defense is a good offense sometimes. So we're a team that when we have the ball, we want to open up, we want to play, we want to get forward, and play in the front half as quickly as possible because we want the game to be played in the opponent's half. So we're still going to continue to do that. We are trying to get our outside backs to get forward more often, more efficiently, more timely. I always tell them, I'd rather them get forward 5 times a half and give us 4 good crosses rather than get forward 10 times and get 2 good crosses in. So it's not about just them getting forward, it's about them getting forward effectively and efficiently. I played outside back as a professional, and that was one of my strong points, that ability to get forward as a surprise in the attack. So that's something that we've been working on, and we're doing it a lot better now, a lot more efficient. So we hope to also showcase that this weekend. But staying strong defensively is, the first and foremost the outside backs' jobs. They, as much as we wanted to get forward, they have to be able to defend when called upon. But the way we defend as a team, we try to make everything predictable for the guys in the back, so it's not too hard of a task for them as far as matching up. Because, in this league, the wingers, the guys playing on the wings are very fast, very dynamic. So you have to have good positioning, and you have to have good timing, and you have to be very solid 1v1 defenders to play at the outside back. Once we have this, then what we get going forward is an added bonus. But we definitely encourage our outside backs to get forward.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go one more question. Next, we have Larry Hawley from WGN.
Hi, Ezra. I hope you're doing well. I'm just curious, you had mentioned a few times about the attitude of the team through training camp. I'm curious how maybe you see the mindset of the group now that you've completed your training camp, now you've arrived at the season, especially knowing the desire of the group to try to crack into the playoffs.
Well, one thing I can say about this group, it's a group that's together. The attitude is there, and this stems back from last year. I mentioned, a couple of games where we fell short at home after being up at halftime, and how they galvanized together, and how we were able to, go on that 5-6 game really, really strong run. And that has shown throughout the preseason. It's a really, really good locker room. We have some good leadership, so that's good as an extension of the coaching staff. But, the guys, I think something that's fueling the players too is just the lack of, respect that we're getting from the experts. So if you want to call it bulletin board material, but I think the guys are together, and this is something that we asked of them, to be together as a team on and off the field. And we're seeing that, and it's very easy to tell on the field of play if a team is together off the field or not. And I think we've been seeing that very, very well in preseason. So that's something we're going to continue to push. And, we've brought in some added reinforcements. And I think overall the team is stronger than we were last year. And we're going to surprise some people this year. People who don't expect us to be good as a team, I think we'll surprise them.